Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome. My name's Randy and I love everything crochet. If you love everything crochet, you should definitely subscribe to my channel and go follow my Instagram. I'm not crazy active on my Instagram, I'll be honest, but I still post stuff on there. So if you want to see more, definitely go there. Now today we'll be doing a very simple piece. I made this for my son's wall. He's very into Star Wars. So I made a very simple Death Star wall hang piece. This does have just like a little loop on the back to hang it up on the wall. I need to give it a little steam. Like I said, this is very simple. This is beginner friendly. If you know like terms, you could definitely follow this. I didn't do like the when it's all, you know, not full, but and can you tell I know so much about Star Wars? We're just getting into it. I was never super into Star Wars. My son's obsessed. So we're going through and watching all the movies and I'm remembering a lot. I've forgotten about it. This I did know, and I did know the name, but I don't know what happens to it. I know at one point it looks like this. So call me a fake fan if you want, because I am. It's my son who is. But yeah, so it's like the full Death Star. It has not crumbled at all yet. That would be definitely a higher level skill. I think in the future I have a few ideas to make that. So if we want to, we definitely will. But if you just want like the insanely simple tutorial version to also hang on your wall, go ahead and follow. Let's go ahead and get started. To start our Death Star wall hang, we are going to need some gray yarn. I'm using this. I actually got this from my Ollie's for only $2.99. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. This is in the color Dusty Gray, and I'm going to be using a 6mm hook instead of a 5.5, because since I'm doing it with magic rings, I don't want it to be too tight anywhere, so I feel like going up will help. This looks so odd like this. I've never used a skein of yarn like this. Let me find the end. Oh my gosh, this is so bizarre how that works. Oh, can we, oh, look at that. Look at me figuring it out. Okay, so we're gonna do our magic ring to start, or if you're like me, we're going and can't do a magic ring, we are going to do 4 stitches for our starting chain. Then go into the first stitch, pull our yarn through, and we have our loop. And then we want to do 6 single crochets into the center without pulling all this through here. All right, so you see the big center hole. We'll just do our 6 single crochet stitches. Do them nice and loose so we're not pulling too tight. And then 6 right here. For our second round here, we're going to put 2 stitches in every stitch. So we're going to go into our first, and I like to mark my first stitch, then go back into that same loop for a second time, and we're going to do that for every stitch. So we should have a total of 12 stitches. So go into the third loop, then go back into the third loop, and we're just going to repeat that all the way around till we're back to the start. We're going to go for our third round, going to mark our first stitch, put 2 stitches into the first, then we're going to do our single stitch into the second, then double up stitches into the third, so 1 then 2, then a single stitch into the next, then 2 stitches, which I'll use this term quite a bit in this video. 2 stitches into 1 just means you go back into that stitch a second time, and then a single stitch just means 1 single. And you're going to repeat the 2 stitches into 1, then a single stitch all the way around. The next round we'll put 2 stitches in the first, then 2 single stitches, then 2 stitches into the next, then 2 single, repeating all the way around. The next round you put 2 stitches in the first, then 3 single stitches, then 2 stitches into the next, then 3 single, repeating all the way around. I'll put 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 1, 2, 3, 4 single stitches, repeating all the way around. We are literally just going to be doing this over and over again until we get to the end, because we are doing a flat circle. The next round you put 2 stitches in the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 5 single, repeating all the way around. Next round you'll put 2 stitches in the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 6 single, repeating all the way around. We're gonna keep on increasing, so 2 stitches in the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 2 stitches in the next, then 7 single, repeating all the way around. The next round we're gonna put 2 stitches in the first, then 8 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 8 single stitches, repeating all the way around. And in case you're wondering what this is, it's my kitty cat. He likes to help crochet by sitting there and being cute. The next round we'll put 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 9 single stitches, repeating all the way around. The next round we'll put 2 stitches in the first, then 10 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 10 single, repeating all the way around. At any point you can decide yours is as big as you want it. I'm gonna make mine quite a bit bigger, but this is like a good smaller size if that's what you prefer. So just keep that in mind as we keep on going. The next round, 2 stitches in the first, then 11 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 11 single stitches, repeating all the way around. For the next round, you'll put 2 stitches in the first, then 12 single, then 2 stitches in the next, then 12 single, repeating all the way around. For the next round, we'll put 2 stitches into the first, then 13 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 13, repeating all the way around. Okay, after that last round, I am done expanding. I could definitely make this bigger, but for now, this is the size I'm sticking with. I have a nice long tail. Let me move my hair out of the way too. It's dangling in there. And I'm gonna basically pull my nice long tail through to close the end. And then you kind of want to have it long enough where we can weave across, because the Death Star does have like a line across the center. Now I know in the movie you see the jagged edge, but we're doing like a perfect Death Star because I don't have that skill yet. I don't have the talent to make it have all the missing chunks. Now, I am just going to basically weave this across at kind of like a slight angle here, and I like to pull it through like so to flatten our edge here. And we're just gonna kind of go under and over so we kind of can double up our pieces. And I'm gonna stick with like the same length here every time. Gonna do about 3 stitches across, and you don't want to pull this very tight because we do not want it to like pull per se, but we're gonna go kind of back and forth on here until you get all the way across. And do what feels right. You know, I think I went like a little too high personally, so if you want to drop it down lower and across, you can do that. Just like I said, do what feels right. Now to do the small circle, which I know this doesn't look great, I'm gonna workshop what I rather do. I do think you could just go straight across and kind of like pull the yarn depending on how you want it to look. Also, mine's like very not perfectly circular. I don't know why, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens in crochet. We just live with it. But to do the smaller circle, we're going to start with our magic ring. We're going to do 6 stitches into the center, just like the beginning, but this time we're going to do a lot smaller circle. So 2, 3, 4, and 5, then 6. Next, we are going to go into our first circle here, or our first stitch here. And we are going to do 2 stitches in every stitch. So 2, then go into this one twice, then go into this one twice. And basically we just want to make it where it's like a nice small circle. I actually think this is exactly the size I'm going to do, but if you choose to make a bigger or smaller, like actual ship, you might want to adjust the size of this, but I think that's like the perfect size for it. And then I'm going to pull my yarn through, and I just like to take my yarn needle so we can not have kind of this sharp edge and make it a little more round. I'm going to weave into my first stitch like so, and then weave through the second, and then it'll kind of make it a softer edge, and I'm just going to sew on the circle. So we'll go all the way around, stitching it into place. And once you create a little spot, you can hang it, whether you want it to like have a loop or like what I did where it's just like invisible, where it can kind of just free hang. You have it. I think to somebody who wouldn't know much about Star Wars, it kind of just looks like a gray circle, which is fine. I was going for like definitely a like simple look, and I think I achieved that. So I don't think this is the greatest thing I've ever achieved, but I am making this for my son. I want to also make the Millennium Falcon, which I hope will turn out much better, but I think he'll appreciate it for what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!